Azeldin was born in Libya, where he lived with his young family and worked as a banker until the Gaddafi regime forced him to serve in the army. During his time in the army, he was tortured. He subsequently became active in the Islamic political movement against the regime. For this, he felt his life was in danger, so in 2001, Azeldin, his wife and his children fled to the UK to seek asylum. Finding help wasn't easy, and it was other asylum seekers and a letter from the Home Office that advised him to visit Refugee Action, an organisation that helps this seldom heard group.
When I came to the Refugee Action and they organised for me to go to a company who runs the housing for asylum seekers, and they put me in a really very bad house. Ruts, not clean, not safe. The conditions of the house is not good for humans. And I didn't know that I can complain to them as well, or ask them. I just shut up. Why? Because it's better, I'm safe now, I'm okay with my family, so I don't need anything else.
As well as problems with housing, Azeldin had difficulties with his application for asylum, which resulted in him spending time in a detention centre in Scotland, completely isolated from his family for 4 months. He was finally granted refugee status in 2007. At this point, Azeldin was suffering from depression, so was referred for counselling and attended a black minority ethnic mental health group. However, he found the best help was filling his time with activities, and a friend told Azeldin about a group called the Manchester Refugee Support Network.
Initially, it was an informal network of refugee community organisations, and as it developed, it managed to attract funding and built up a staff team, paid staff, and there's now 8 paid staff members.
So the first step that he brought me to Manchester Refugee Support Network Advice Centre, and I met Mr. Ahmed from the Sudanese community. He was an advisor in the centre, and he speaks Arabic, so I didn't need an interpreter.
Through advice at MRSN, Azeldin was helped to get access to services like improvements to his living conditions, social services, benefits, English lessons, and help with schools for his children. As Azeldin's life improved, he was inspired by volunteers at the MRSN to help other asylum seekers experiencing the same struggles as he did.
Some of the difficulties that the refugees facing here, they know that they have to report if they want to stay in this country, that they don't know anything else like how the system's working in Britain. When I came into Manchester, if the Home Office didn't write a letter for me to go to Refugee Action, I wouldn't know where to go. Because when I come in, I don't trust anybody. I just, you can say, lost.
Obviously, language is a big factor. The sort of cultural understandings about how systems work and how public services work are also difficult, cause difficulties for access.
There is something missing in the middle, which is that which we need. There are organizations, they provide service, and there are people in need, but there is no connection.
Being asylum seekers, there's a lot of need for mental health services, counselling support, and there's just huge waiting lists. I think there's also a cultural issue around counselling as well. You know, in our culture and society, it's a sort of accepted practice and a common thing, but that's not true for everybody.
Azeldin now volunteers at the MRSN and acts as the General Secretary for the committee. He also advises newcomers at Dallas Court, an immigration reporting centre, and runs a group that educates the local community about the Libyan culture and helps integrate Libyans into British society. From his personal experience, Azeldin understands the refugee community well, building trust and breaking down barriers.
Azeldin wears many hats. He's somebody who really spends his time doing as much as he can for the community. So he is a member of the Refugee and Migrant Forum Steering Group and has been since its inception. And that means that he is involved in the strategic planning and development of the forum. He has also been a long-term member of what we call the Basic Rights Group within the Forum, which is the group that has a regular dialogue with the UK Border Agency and has had quite a lot of success in bringing a few changes to the local immigration reporting centre. Azeldin has been through a lot, and the experience of that and really understanding some of the most difficult parts of being an asylum seeker has enabled him to empathise with other asylum seekers and refugees, and has given him a depth of understanding about what the issues are facing communities, not just the Libyan community, but all refugee and asylum seeker communities, in terms of health, education, employment, legal advice and immigration issues. And that has enabled him to do a lot really in terms of giving a voice to those concerns.
They are farmers, they are gardeners, they are engineers, there are many of them doctors, and they lose skills by staying without any work or any exercise on their skills. They lose them. So what do we need to do? We need to bring them out of their depression and introduce the system of volunteering to them. I would love to have an organization very wide, very diverse, and also a stall every day in front of the Dallas court or in front of the immigration, the Home Office in Liverpool, having information, different languages, and a group of people, volunteers, standing there, speaking in different languages, introducing the service in this city or in this country. You know, because when they come in, they will not trust anybody, but if they see a group of people and with information and trying to help them, they will come and ask for information. They will see there is something, there is a care, there is a social care.